Well, believe it or not, we are still experiencing a decent amount of real estate activity, and that's a good thing. However, there are some precautions that real estate professionals should take to keep everyone as healthy as possible during our showings and our open houses. And yes, people are still doing open houses and people are still coming to those open houses, at least as of the day of this video. We're going to talk about all of this in this video. Hi everyone, my name is Vojchehoske. I'm the director of Randall School of Real Estate. Hey, real quick, do me a favor if you would, give this video a thumbs up, hit that little red subscribe button, click that little notification bell, and certainly share this with friends and colleagues. I would appreciate that. Well, everyone knows the coronavirus has hit our marketplace pretty good, and things and processes that are very common in the marketplace are no longer the case. The good news is there still is some substantial activity going on out there, despite everything that's been going on. It's also true that if this continues to move forward, that the activity will likely diminish, but I don't expect it to completely vanish. So what can you and I do as we continue to do our work to help everyone stay healthy and safe? So far, the two biggest questions that I'm getting here is, how should I conduct showings and whether or not we should do open houses? And my answer to both of those is yes and yes. We must be smart about it, and it all starts with our sellers. Listing agents, it's time for you to reach out to your sellers and communicate with them. Do they want to continue showings? Do they want open houses? Do they have remember, they may have some underlying health concern and they don't want people coming through their houses. This is something that you need to discuss with your sellers. Now, many sellers have opted out of all showings until the crisis is over, and I totally understand that. Others want to move on. They want to move on with marketing and showings and open houses and other things. Bottom line here is the listing agent needs to have the conversation with that seller about what showings will look like from here forward, what open houses will look like, and the things you're going to do to minimize any risk. So here are a couple of best practices that I've seen out there from fellow agents that are still doing showings and still doing open houses to minimize people's risks. Many agents have been putting up signs on the doors of the sellers noting showing requirements. Feel free to use the agent remarks section of the MLS for this purpose as well. So I'm going to outline 11 different things that agents have been doing to minimize the risk. Number one, they've asked the buyers and the buyer's agents to remove their shoes because they've discovered that shoes can be a carrier or transfer agent of the virus because the virus has such a long life expectancy. Number two, ask the buyers not to touch anything, not to open up any closet doors or cabinets or drawers. Allow the buyer agent to do that, and the buyer agent should be wearing gloves or ensure that once that the showing's over that they wipe all of those surfaces down. Number three, remember that social distancing, that 6-foot spacing, very important. Number four, provide hand sanitizers or wipes to buyers prior to the showing and after the showing. Number five, wipe down all door handles, lock boxes, the key itself, and any other surfaces that was touched. Number six, limit the total number of people in the showing party or the open house. Consider only allowing 2 or 3 people in at a time. Number seven, remember, all fair housing rules still apply, but you can ask pre-screening questions. And you should ask those pre-qualifying or pre-screening questions before you show anybody a property. So what are these questions? Number one, have you or anyone in your household had flu-like symptoms in the last 14 days? Have you traveled anywhere in the United States or elsewhere in the last 14 days where COVID-19 virus has been reported, which is now pretty much everywhere? Number three, have you or anyone in your household been exposed to anyone suspected to have COVID-19, or are you or anyone in your household under mandatory or voluntary quarantine? I think number three is probably the most important. And remember, under fair housing, if you ask one person, then you need to ask everyone the same 3 questions. But these are questions that you are permitted to ask. And obviously, if the answer is yes to any of them, you do not have to show them the property. Number 8, since the open agent or the showing agent will encounter numerous contacts, no one will be offended if you are wearing gloves and a mask. Number 9, no handshaking, hugs, or kisses. Just saying. Number 10, no registration forms or login books. That's because numerous people will touch or use the same pen and paper, and that's not good. And number 11, stop driving people around. Just stop. But the thing is, it's for everybody. So if you're not going to drive around your $250,000 client, that means you also are not going to drive around your $2 million client if you want to stay in the good graces of fair housing. Now, here are a couple additional items that agents have been utilizing that may be beneficial or help you out. Number 1, virtual opens and virtual showings. Agents are using apps such as FaceTime and Duo to conduct real-time virtual showings, and these showings are between the buyer agent and their direct client. Now, agents, make sure you get permission from the listing agent first. And be very careful that you're not videotaping anything. There's laws against that. In fact, I did a video on what's permissible as far as videotaping, and I'll put a link to that video down in the remarks section so you can view it if you want to. And then the last thing is, many agents are not leaving business cards anymore. Remember, a business card is another way, like your shoes, where you can transfer the virus. So again, it's customary and ordinary in our area to leave a card after showing in the property. I'm not recommending that. However, please make sure that you notify the listing agent that you're not going to be doing that. And also remember that if for whatever reason the listing agent needs to find out who is in the house, we have the lockbox data that we can tap into. Well, I'm sure I didn't cover everything in this video. If you have any ideas that you've been using, please share them with everybody. Write them down in the comments below. That would be great. One last thing, agents, please make sure that whatever measures you take or you want to take, that you first get the approval of your designated or managing broker. That's very important. And that's all I have for today's video. Keep the faith, everyone. This crisis is going to pass and things will get back to normal in a short period of time. But in the meantime, let's all do our part to try to keep everyone safe and healthy.